The Ahmadiyya Muslim community takes the true and peaceful message of Islam to the corners of the world. Each year, a series of peace symposiums are held by the Ahmadiyya Muslim community UK to spread the peaceful message of Islam as taught by the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, and to tackle negative stereotypes. On Saturday, the 15th of July, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community of Milton, Keynes held their annual peace conference. The theme of this year's peace conference was on challenging intolerance. A large audience of 160 guests had gathered at the event, and had the opportunity to talk to various members of the community and to review the community's various outreach programs. The proceedings began with the recitation of the Holy Quran, followed by the formal introduction.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Muslim Association is taking the lead in promoting peace and interfaith dialogue through events such as these. Indeed, it is our attempt to bring together people of all faiths and societies to promote peace and tolerance.
Various dignitaries spoke at the event on the topics of intolerance and spreading peace. The speakers at the event included Dr. Fidel Matawarisibu, the Chief Executive of the Fight Against Hate campaign in Milton Keynes.
So in a nutshell, Milton Keynes is a great city. We can do more, and with your help, we'll make it a more welcoming city. We are already welcoming, but we could do more. We can't be welcoming enough.
Neil Kentish, the Chief Inspector for Police in Milton Keynes.
We must build on the good relationships we already have with Milton Keynes' diverse population. And as my experience of society grows, I learn there are groups within groups that are not yet effectively represented.
Hannah O'Neill, the Director of the Milton Keynes Equality Council.
So one of the first ways I think that we can sort of tackle intolerance is by really challenging those who represent us and the media. And I'll give you two examples of this sort of time when rhetoric that's used by government officers, by those in power and by the media has really sort of damaged community relations.
David Hopkins, the Mayor of Milton Keynes.
In Milton Keynes, people were included by design. Designing our buildings, projects, events and organisations to include people in the best way. And that is the best way of removing the barriers and to build a truly integrated community.
Peter Carr, the High Sheriff for Buckinghamshire.
The amazing thing about human society is that every one of us is individual, and there are no two people alike in this world. Even identical twins, born and nurtured in the same environment, think differently. And because we are each different, tolerance is a necessity for each one of us from infancy, unless we choose to live totally isolated from the rest of humanity.
Fareed Ahmad, the National Secretary of External Affairs.
And the theme of this evening's event of challenging intolerance seeks to go at the heart of this issue, because we have seen from our own experience and the experience of the world around us that acts of terrorism and extremism are the end point in a product. They are the end point in a process, so that when hate and extremist acts manifest themselves, this is a long process that has taken place. And intolerance is the conveyor belt that leads to such acts. So the more that society and individuals can do to challenge intolerance and address the issues, the better the chance that we have for a more peaceful society.
The keynote address was delivered by Dr. Zahid Ahmed Khan, who spoke on the importance of challenging intolerant behaviour at every level and how to ensure that people remain united rather than divided.
Challenging tolerance is the subject of this event, and what better way than to bring people together, to sit together, to discuss things together in such a forum, and that has to be the way forward. So I hope that the Milton Keynes Association will hold more of these sessions so that we can pass on this message far and wide. And I hope that all of our distinguished guests and friends who have come here will also continue with their support for the association and also try to hold such events in their circles so that we can really take this message forward.
The event also included a short question and answer session to help answer any queries from the general public. Following the keynote address, the president of the Milton Keynes Ahmadiyya Muslim community, Mr. Maqbool Ahmed Mubashir, offered the vote of thanks and presented gifts to the various dignitaries at the event. The event was ended with a silent prayer.
Ameen.
This report is brought to you from MT International, UK Studios in London.